is the Truck Drivers Army PT.
W9's. We're just doing a maintenance on them, like a PM. We're just going to change the oil, grease them, and then this gray one here's got an issue. What he said was something about the ABS light comes on, and it came up as being on the left steer. So we're going to probably end up pulling this hub out of here and taking a peek at the exciter ring and see if what we can find. You know, maybe the wheel nut came back off a little bit or something, but it's my experience sometimes it's not necessarily the issue there. It could be a wheel sensor that's, you know, a hub nut that's come out or backed off a little bit and loosened up the bearing. But so that's what our plan is today. I'm not going to show you both of them, but we'll just do PM on one of them and we'll go that route. But I got Jimmy here helping me. What's up, buddy?
So it comes on this.
We do a PM on his truck, and then of course he's got a light issue. His brake light or something like that is not working right or whatever. We'll deal with that after we get the PM done. And we're doing PM on his truck and his trailer. We're just going to grease his trailer and you know, see if that's all right. But anyway, I'm not going to do, like I said, both of these, film both of them, but we'll do one of them and we'll go from there. So let me get situated here. These guys are fairly particular. They only like certain filters on their trucks. So we got cat filters for their engines, and Rotella is what they requested. This customer was requesting that we change out his air governor as well. So he just said it wasn't building up very well, so I don't know if that's the issue, but we're going to replace it and see if it builds up a little bit quicker, or at least put it on what he requested. So I'll film that one too. There you just look and see which ones are plugged, and you just plug them up the same as the others. So the middle one on here, and then the end on here will be plugged up, and then we'll go from there. Just put a little bit of silicone tape in there just to clog up the hole or clog up the gaps. He's got an exhaust port here, so we're going to take that off and put it on the other one if it'll come off. It may not. You have to get a regular wrench on there. Just for the record, it's like 95 degrees out with, 400 million% humidity. So I'm sweating like a stuck pig out here. I'm choking. Just make note of how they're pointed when you do them, so you can just kind of get an idea of what you got to do to get them just to be lined up properly. So when that one's tight, it's going to go like something like that. So, or at least that's the theory. Same thing on that one, just off cockeyed a little bit. So. Something like that ought to be about the same. We'll do the same thing on this end. So it's about the same as the other one. Maybe this one a little bit more. But that's just about the way it is. So it's not really a grind or anything like that. It's just a kind of a softer material, so it doesn't cut into anything. So I just use that to clean up the water there. you forget one time, you got to remember to put this little rubber seal in there. It's like, well, it's not really rubber seal, it's like a little paper seal, but if you don't do that, it'll leak everywhere. That's pretty much that. We'll check for leaks here when we start it up. So. These buckets that I have will hold about 5 gallons each. So most of these it'll fit, you know, even a big motor like this, it'll fit all the oil in it. So. I just can't let her fly because it'll go everywhere because I can't take that volume that quick, so I just got to sit here with it. We'll let that drain off for a while. Meanwhile, I'll go get a drill and a filter wrench for the oil filter. I only put about 55, maybe 60 pounds of torque on those because they ain't going nowhere. They got an O-ring on them anyway, so it's not like they're going to come off. let that drain down for a little bit. Then we'll put a new filter. So by this time, the oil should be fairly well done, or not. So we'll just let it keep dripping on out there. All I'm doing now out of the camera here is I'm just greasing up this O-ring here, so it makes a good airtight seal on there, and I'll feed her on up in there. I don't never put no tool on it to tighten it. I just hand tighten it. A couple of turns with a good dry rag, and that's all it needs. I've had to cut filters off before because these spools will put the damn filters on so tight, and they're going to tighten up some more once you get some pressure on them and some heat. I've never had one blow off in 15 years, so I don't want to hear it. Anyway, we'll get started on fuel filters. Fairly simple tools, reusable Snapple, work pretty good. Just don't get them confused for a juice. Probably wouldn't taste the same. Same thing on those, man, just hand tight. You go cranking them things on there, next oil change, you'd be lucky to get them off. So, no need to. most of the time you don't have to prime it, but probably take 12, I would imagine. Run back here and see what's going on with Jimmy. He's the grease man today. He's up under the truck in the trailer greasing it, so let's see what he's doing here. See if we can find him. Oh, I think I see some legs. There he is. He's greasing the truck. When you get on out of there, come on out. Give your help. Don't squeeze that trigger until you get it on there. Put your foot against that tire so it don't roll. All the way. When you need to correct it, let me show you. Come over here and you need to correct that. Let it hang, hold on to it like that. Without hitting the trigger, you go over here and correct it. Alright? There you go. Grab all of the luck there. Come in at an angle like this, sometimes it'll hit right on. And then you're at an angle like this. See how it pushes that way on there? That trigger, don't hit that trigger until you're ready. You lean it up or it won't fall over the other way. There you go. Now push it up there. Beautiful. That's good right there. What we're going to do is you're going to come over here and you're going to take this, put it on there. And what you're doing is you're releasing the brakes from this drum so they come apart. I'll show you more about it here in a minute. Alright, take this sledgehammer and pop it right there on top.
There we go.
Don't hit nothing else. You don't need a full swing. Just come up here with this, like so, and just drop it on the drum. Alright? On the drum itself. There you go. See there? That's good. Right there. It came off. Yep. Right there. Alright, now move that out of the way so we don't trip over it. Right over here. Now you're going to grab a hold of this. This thing weighs about 40 pounds or so. You're going to grab a hold of it like this, take it off, and move it over here. So let me show you. Just like that. Okay? You with me so far? Now, we're going to release the brakes on this thing. Take it off. So we're just going to pop those little springs off there like so. And save those because he's getting those brakes. Just leave them right there. These here, let me hit that a little bit. Like I said, he's keeping those brakes, so we're not gonna. Anyway. So. Alright, so on this guy's deal, he's got an issue where something about his left ABS keeps coming on, and from what I can see, maybe you guys can see that, there's quite the gap there. I mean, it should be right up next to that. And it looks like it's been, I don't know, but it doesn't feel like the deal's loose. But if you can kind of see that, let me see if I can get it where there's a little indenture right there and a divot. So let me turn this around kind of so you can see that. And let me get it where it's stationary. There we go. See how the little bump is right there? Yeah, that one right there. Boom, right there. I don't know if that has anything to do with it or not, but turn that over, it's going to drip everywhere, or it should. This ain't got no oil in there. So, he didn't have any oil in there, otherwise it would drip out, so, there it is right there, yeah. It's not terribly uncommon that they don't, so. Unbend it. All you really want to do is just get it where it's flat enough to turn that nut. So we're going to take all this stuff out because ultimately we're going to take this off, put a new wheel seal in there and tighten up the nut. And maybe readjust that sensor while we're in there. Just because we can. See, this one right here will have a little nipple on it somewhere. Right there. It's got to be lined up whenever you put it back on there. Otherwise it won't be right. So let me go get another wrench here. It's like a jam nut. So you tighten this one real good, then you tighten the other one on it. So. give this a little wiggle wiggle, and the bearing will come squeezing out of there. Just make sure it ain't all jacked. And this is the fun part. So what I do on this, pull this completely out of here. And that is what we're going to do while we got it in here. We're just going to give this little ABS sensor just the slightest little tap. That way when we put it back on, we can kind of adjust it how we want.
Here, clean. Is this all it needs?
Well, we don't know exactly why the ABS is working. There was something in here. I was assuming it was because of, you know, I don't know. It could have been just because the ABS light was too far back. I mean, the sensor rather. So before we put it all back together, I'm going to tap it in there, and we're going to, you know, deal with that. So. Where's that crowbar? Here's the crowbar. So we got to get all this area cleaned up in here, and then I want to do something with this exciter ring. I don't know, maybe scrape it with some cleaner or something. I think it's going to be because of that. That's called a crush cone. You crank, anytime you see one of those, you just crank on that bearing right there. Alright, so let me put this one on here, and then we'll
There's so many parts to it.
yeah, can be. Sure enough, can be. They're hunting for somebody. So I tried to put some kind of a little deal in there, but it's a little bit better. But you can see we put that all the way up like that, and then go around with it. It still hits it right there on that. That's where that hits it. Yep. Yeah. You don't want to go too crazy on that because you'll end up splitting it pretty bad. So all we're going to do now is fill up the hub with oil. You know what oil is. Fill up a little bit and then we'll turn it around a couple times. That'll settle in there for a little bit. Check it one more time before we're done. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to pick up this drum right here, and you're going to hold it like so. And you're going to feed it onto this setup right here. Don't hold it like this because you'll lose your finger when you put it on there. Just grab a hold of it like so, and put it up on here and like, there you go. Walk it over there. Put it down on that. There you go. You're going to have to go up over the brake shoes. Yeah. You're going to have to line up those holes.
Let's see where they are.
There you go.
Just a bit, right? Yep.
Beautiful. We didn't record that last end of it there. I didn't have the damn record button on, so we got it all put back together and filled it up with some hub oil. I got to come back a different day and do some electrical work on it. So we're going to call this one good, and he'll let me know if he has any issues. We're going to get started on this other one over here. So we'll holler at y'all next time. Hope you enjoyed it.
Adios.